So we're looking at the moon through quite a bit of haze, and a fair bit of that haze is smoke particles from forest fires, which is causing the copper color of the moon. It is July 19th, 2021. The forest fires I'm speaking of are in northwestern Ontario, and the smoke is drifting across to southern Quebec, Montreal. There might be some smoke from the western fires there too. It could very well have drifted across the country to our neck of the woods. And we can see it's getting a bit brighter now because it was going through a particularly thick bit of haze cloud there, but it seems to have come through it. So, you don't normally see the moon this color, especially when it's quite high in the sky. Like, it's at least a handspan above the horizon. Probably more than that. I don't want to move too much because I don't want to vibrate that camera, but yeah, definitely a handspan above the horizon minimum. That's a full handspan, by the way, with the outstretched thumb and small finger. So that's what it looks like. This is actually slightly brighter than what I'm seeing with the unaided eye. I took a previous segment of video which was slightly underexposed. This is slightly overexposed by, I'd say, maybe a third of a stop. Really not much. And it allows us to see the detail in the moon a bit better. So we'll keep things as they are, and we'll probably go back to taking some still shots shortly, but I wanted to shoot some more video and narrate a bit. So we're using a 400mm Nikkor lens. It's a internal focus ED glass lens. The maximum opening is 5.6, and right now we're at the maximum opening. We're using a 2x teleconverter, a TC301 2x teleconverter, making the real aperture f11 and bringing the lens up to 800mm focal length, which gives us that nice big moon. So what else? Oh yeah, D800 full frame Nikon DSLR, bit of an antique itself. All this equipment is vintage, more or less. Vintage manual focus lenses from the 70s, maybe the 80s. The camera's much more recent, but in digital camera terms, it's getting to be a bit of an antique. So yeah, we can see the moon getting darker now because the clouds are getting thicker, and so it's probably just as well that I was slightly overexposed. Because I'd be even more underexposed now, or darker, not necessarily underexposed, because I'm actually slightly overexposed, but actually in real terms, what I'm seeing on the screen is, I'd say a little bit darker actually than what I'm seeing with the eye. The moon seems a bit more pale, so I don't know what happened there, because it was slightly brighter. I guess it's just a question of the dynamic range and the latitude of the sensor. Okay, the moon's almost gone there. It pretty well disappeared, so that might be a good time to wrap up. I can just very, very faintly see the moon through the clouds. Like, it's almost invisible. I mean, I know where it is, so I can just see this slightly brighter segment. But yeah, it's actually pretty well invisible now. It was slightly visible, but I'd say it's gone. So probably a good time to wrap up this video. Did I miss any information? I don't think so. So we'll keep the lens looking this way, and we'll see if this moon pokes out of the cloud, but we're going to wrap up this video clip now.